Welcome to our daily reflection for this Wednesday, August 28th, which is the feast of St. Augustine, our patron saint here at the Augustine Institute. And there's wonderful resources if you want to learn more about St. Augustine on our Formed channel. And he's such a great, towering saint. And I think of the first reading today, which is from Paul's second letter to the Thessalonians. And he talks about those who are, entering into the Christian community, but they're creating disruption because they don't want to work. And they're relying on other people's charity, and they're being lazy. And Paul will have none of that, right? He says, look, I gave you myself an example to imitate, and that I worked with my hands while I preached the gospel and I lived among you. And I earned my food and worked. And then he actually, passes down a principle. If anyone's unwilling to work, neither should that one eat. Paul's got a cure. If people are lazy, too lazy to work, well, let them go hungry, and then they'll get a desire to work. They'll find that energy to work, soon enough. Now, of course, Paul's assuming, as well as we should, that he's not dealing with people who are unable to work, right? Like those who are handicapped or have mental health issues or physical issues or what have you. He's talking about healthy people who are able-bodied and able to work, but too lazy to do so. And Paul is basically laying down a law of nature, basically, that God has written in nature. If you don't work, you don't eat, right? And that's true. If we all didn't work, we'd all go hungry and die, right? So we have a natural motivation. And so Paul is saying, look, if people are being so lazy to go against the nature and the dignity of work, don't let them eat. Don't give them welfare, and if they're undeserving of it, and if that would just simply spoil them. And so sometimes we think that as Christians we just have to love in a way that makes us basically a carpet to be walked over. And Paul's saying no. Love means wishing the good of another, and the good is that they work if they're able to, and if they're not willing to work, let them suffer the consequences so they learn for their sake. That's true love, even though it's hard love. And so we have to be reminded, and I think sometimes there's a soft Christianity that is ignorant of Scripture and ignorant of God in terms of what God demands of the human person out of love, right? It's not out of, like, I don't love enough, therefore I'm going to demand that someone work. No, it's because you love somebody, you demand the best of them. And that is true love, right? And that's what Paul is reflecting and imitating here. And of course, I think of St. Augustine on this great feast day, where Augustine has one of the most beautiful lines where he says, look, work as if it all depends on you, and pray as if it all depends on God. I think that is a balanced spiritual, natural life. I love that idea that we have to work as if it all depends on us, but we ought to pray with the same earnestness as if it all depends on God, because both are right. And it's a bit of a paradox and a mystery, but they're profound. And Augustine balanced both. And so he was a deeply spiritual man, but also a deeply practical and hardworking man, St. Augustine was. And he was a great disciple of the Apostle Paul. He loved Paul, read voraciously Paul's letters and Paul's ways. And so on this feast of St. Augustine, let's work hard to pray as if it all depends on God, which we want to do, and let's work hard too, arduously, as if it all depends on us. And if we do both, we'll have the right balance. May the Lord bless and keep you. August is a special month for the Augustine Institute. On the 28th, we celebrate the feast of our patron saint, St. Augustine. And the day before is the feast of his mother, St. Monica. These two great saints are our patrons. And we also celebrate our anniversary every August. And so it's hard to believe, but now this August, it's 19 years since the founding of the Augustine Institute. And our mission is growing. We have a special campus that God has provided for us in His providence that we're moving to this month as we move from Denver to St. Louis and this great 286-acre campus. And so I want to thank everybody who's supported us as benefactors in whatever way. And I also want to invite, if you haven't joined our mission circle yet, consider it today especially, because we We see our monthly giving society, our Mission Circle members of over 15,000 members, they're the backbone of support for us. And now our mission has been expanded significantly with this new campus. And so we need to expand our Mission Circle members. So please think about joining today, because when you join the Mission Circle, you get a rosary, olive wood rosary from the Holy Land, which I love to go to, and we have a special group of religious who make these rosaries for us. And also you get in the inside invite list. Now when we have pilgrimages or when we have retreats now on this new campus, you're going to be on the inside list to get invitations. And I think a lot of these retreats and conferences we're going to do are going to fill up quickly. And so by being a Mission Circle member, you get an early invite, which is going to be really special. And today, if you join, you're going to get a couple digital talks that we'll send you from some of our faculty on St. Augustine. So please think about joining today. We need this help at this moment as we move to our new campus. We have special needs for the campus that we need you to help us with. So please think about joining our mission and helping us expand our mission for the sake of Jesus Christ and the new evangelization. May the Lord bless and keep you.